Welcome. What a weekend on the PGA Tour. We have Conor Gartland in again to touch on the RBC Canadian Open and a star-studded lineup. Really looking forward to it, Conor. And looks a tricky one, but hopefully you have a good angle in for us.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent field this week, Paddy. Canadian Open, like RBC have done a great job. They got rid of the likes of Mickelson and Dustin off their books, and they wanted a good field this week, and they definitely got a very strong field. They had a very, very strong field, a very difficult course. It's a par 70, just over 7,000 yards. Very, very thin fairways, very high rough, very lush rough, and you have a lot of tree trouble. So it's not going to be the easiest you want a shot shaper this week that can manipulate the ball left to right, hit a high, so maybe some breeze in the forecast, a lot of bunkers and play around the greens. So you're looking for a guy who can scramble, can get up and down if he gets himself in trouble, because everyone will make bogeys this weekend, but you just want to be getting the doubles and trebles on the cards. If you can get up and down out of a bunker, get your putt for a par or just miss and get your bogey, happy days. You do not want to be in trouble in this course. You can easily rack up a big score. You could lose 2 or 3 balls in one hole. It's that tight of a course, tree trouble everywhere. If you go into the trees, very hard to get the ball back out. You're going to be just doing a penalty drop, hitting again.
Very, very interesting. So where does it lie for you? Where are you drawn towards? Is it the head of the market, the middle, or the bottom? Is there value to be got, or is it more avoid the top players and look for someone maybe that can step up?
Yeah, I would definitely be avoiding the top players this week. To me, they'd be on a preparation for next week in the US Open. To me, this is just get the game in tune and see how they are going into next weekend. So I'd be more looking the middle tier guys between the 40s, 50 to 1. These guys they need to win on tour. They want to be winning these kind of tournaments. Majors maybe aren't in there, back at the moment, maybe down the line. But I definitely wouldn't be going near the top of the board. I think there's no value there. The bookies are just eating all the price there. There's some awful pricing at the top of that leaderboard.
Yeah, I see they're short as 8 to 1, and like 8 to 1 starting this tournament. Scheffler, he couldn't get it done when a few shots clear a week ago. Obviously, phenomenal player. I see Rory 9 to 1 had one of his best rounds of golf I ever seen here a few years ago. I think on the Sunday he blasted. Was it Shane Lowry? I think finished second. Well, he shot 10 under back then to win it. Was it 3 years ago or whatever? Sorry,
7 shots he won it by. That was 2 years ago. It wasn't last year, the year before last.
Yeah, and he finished, I think, around something crazy, like 59 or something on Sunday. It was just insane. Who else have we got? Lowry 18 to 1 has played well in the past. For me, I want to get your angle on a man that is the most frustrating player for me. He is Canadian. He is a plodder because he needs to grind his teeth and eat his driver or do something, because Corey Connors tends, for me, he just goes around, let's see what happens. Can we do it this week or can we not? And he never tends to say, I'm going to go after it today and really go for it. What's your angle on Corey? I just think for the talent he has, I think he's very frustrating to follow.
To me, Corey Connors reminds me, and just going back to last week, was Tommy Fleetwood a couple of years ago. Corey Connors is this top 10 machine. He just on a Sunday, to me, he just flaunts a little bit. He might just go level par 1 when everyone else around him is going 3-4 to kick on. To me, he's a great, as you said, a plotter. He's a good driver of the ball, good irons, decent putter, but he just doesn't take that next step. He's great. He'll earn a lot of money doing what he's doing. But I think now the books have copped onto this and the value just goes. Last year, you might got him at 45, 50 to 1. Now they have him 20, 25 to 1, even shorter. And, the pressure on a home tournament like this, the Canadian crowds will be up for this after having a year or two of lockdown and no tournament last year because it was cancelled because of COVID. They will be riley this week. They will be supporting their guys. And I think if Connors was to be in contention on Sunday, I just think the pressure of the crowd and everything around him, I just don't see him getting over the line. But excellent player. He's a money-making machine on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. It's just going after the wins. He's always thereabouts, and he's cracked me up because he won on the PGA Tour before, and I was like, right, this is a guy that's gonna go now and do some serious damage. And I just get the feeling that he's too lackadaisy and he never like really attacks the game. But anyway, we'll move on from him. So Conor, the question is, where does it lie for you this weekend in the Canadian Open?
So for me, Paddy, it's Pat Greed, 40-1, 3 points each way, 8 places. So what I like from Reid is at the start of the year, he was a free agent. So with his manufacturers, and he joined PXG. So normally you would give a golfer a month or two to kind of a new brand deal and get used to the clubs, and he's still getting fitted and getting used to the irons and the putter, which he started playing well with then start of the season. But one thing that he did struggle was his driver. Now Reid, he wouldn't be known as a great driver of the ball, but he'd always play this nice draw, right to left draw, and he just always be consistent. He's not very big long off the tee. He's very accurate. And the start of the season, he was missing cuts. He was missing it left, right. He couldn't keep it straight. He was dropping shots here, there, and it just wasn't clicking in place for him. And, he's too good to be like that. But 2 weeks ago to Charles Schwab, he got rid of that driver out of the bag, and he went for Grindswork driver, a different manufacturer. So PXG must have allowed him to switch over for the drive. And that week, we seen him start off that Thursday, Friday with 2 rounds in the mid-60s. And what I liked about it was he was hitting 70% of his fairways. So that showed to me that little change in the driver was a big difference for Reid that week. He went on to finish 7th, that was his best performance since November last year. So I would hope so with his short game around the greens. Reid is an excellent scrambler and an excellent putter. So I'd hope if the driver this week can behave and he can get that nice little draw, he's not going to be long, he can be accurate. And everyone's going to get in trouble. So he can get up and down out of bunkers. He can save himself his par, maybe get a bogey. And at 40-1, I just think he's too big at that. I think he definitely should be in the low 30s. No problem there.
Right, lovely price and sounds good. Definitely a very intriguing player for sure, showing how good he is on numerous occasions. Tell me this, Conor, anything else maybe lurking as maybe overpriced you might want to give a second shout out to?
Yeah, there is a guy, Keith Mitchell, 45-1. I'm going to go 2 points each way in him. Georgia Bulldog, he's come off a good week. Top 20 Memorial for him was very good showing. Now, this is a guy who's very long, but also very straight. And what I liked about him is I can see by his stats in the last couple of weeks, he's getting back to his early season form. Now, that was when we seen him having 7 top 15s in 10 events, which I thought that was very good. Now, he likes a classical course, which this will be. He likes a difficult test. Like his only win on tour came with the Honda Classic, which I would kind of compare to this in a way. It's so difficult, where the Honda Classic is a lot of water, very tight fairways. To me, this is going to be very some bar not to water. It's going to be 3-line, very tight fairways. And this guy was a mixture of accuracy and power off the tee. Like there's 3 gettable par 5s. And if he can get that out and be accurate and leave in the fairway, I definitely see him having a lot of eagle opportunities over the week. And, I just think from what I'm seeing last week, definitely, but he's been playing good all season. And I just think at 45-1, I think it's a good bit of value there for Keith Mitchell.
Yeah, definitely an interesting player for sure. And we'll keep an eye out for him. Anyway, Conor, great insight into it. I think we can wrap it up from there. 2 nice selections, 2 nice prices. Let's hope we can get a lovely score and Patrick Reid could take it down, or even Mr. Mitchell. Conor, thanks as always for coming on board. We will touch next week again, lads, next Tuesday on some of the bigger tournaments coming up as well. So definitely going to be very interesting. So stay tuned, Conor. Let's bash them this week.
Cheers, Paddy. Thanks.